had at Spittal VC School. They were incredible, weren't they, everybody down there?
They were so great, and they were so kind of responsible, the older ones looking after the younger ones, because 10 minutes is a long time to be cycling, scooting and running, but they were running along with them. They were keeping their tally charts, as you heard, and the atmosphere was just wonderful under the sunshine. So thank you so much, Spittal, for the very warm welcome and high fives all round.
I bet there was plenty of those.
Always when I'm around. G, we are joined in studio here once again.
Yes, and we love having guests because don't forget, it is your show. We welcome you in, and especially on a Feel Good Friday. So it is your G&T Breakfast Show with Folly Farm, and joining Tom and I this morning, we've got John Evans from the Pembroke Dock Heritage Centre. A very good morning to you, John.
Morning, Jean. How are you?
We're very, very good. Yeah, lovely to have you in the studio.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you've got you're part of the Heritage Centre over in Pembroke Dock.
Indeed, yes.
And it's a wonderful centre over there. We're going to talk about more about the Heritage Centre very shortly, but you've got an event coming up, and you want everyone to know about it.
We have. This is Midsummer's Day, June 21st, Saturday. We have a grand 1940s dance, big band dance, in the old Pembroke Dock Pembroke Dock dockyard, and it's all remembering it's the 80th anniversary of the end of the Second World War. We've just been celebrating VE Day, and of course we've got VJ to come, and so we've gone for the middle of between VE and VJ Day, and we're really celebrating and remembering that. Well, it's going to be a great occasion. We've got the
band.
I can already picture it. I can already hear it. 1940s. It was
the Glenn
marvelous.
Miller sound.
Yes, that Glenn Miller sound. That big band sound, and the spats and the suits and the trilbies and fedoras as you're spinning around.
Yes.
It's going to be
the
amazing.
Uniforms as well. We want people to dress up in uniform. It's put the flat caps on and the tweed jackets and the tin hats.
I love that.
And we've got the Phil Dando big band from Swansea. We've had them before. They recreate the mood, really, the Glenn Miller style of music and the evocative songs of that period, which, transcend the generations, really. We still remember them, don't we? In the mood, and then you've got the songs of like the White Cliffs of Dover and We'll Meet Again, etc.
Yeah.
Lynn.
We all like it is that sound. It connects us to a sense of nostalgia, and then you get the big band in, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like the beginning of almost rock and roll, isn't it? And it's fantastic, but with a lovely brass sound.
And the following these bands had, and what they did to raise the morale of people in wartime, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Not only we've got the big band, we've also got a Vera Lynn tribute singer, Perry Lynn, who is from Pembroke Dock, and she does wonderful songs of that period as well. And we've also got, I think you know of them, Tom, the Lindy Hoppers, the Pembrokeshire Lindy Hoppers, will be performing as well.
I love Lindy Hop. I've done my kind of introduction to Lindy Hop. I can do a few Lindy tunes,
that's great.
I've got my 1-2 triple step all sorted. It's a dance style which is incredible, energetic. It's spinning, it's moving. It's going to be a sight for anyone.
It's really going to get us going, actually.
Yeah. If people want to find out more, where can they get tickets? How can they sign up for this wonderful night?
Tickets are £25, and they're from online from Eventbrite, or they're from the Pembroke Dock Heritage Centre, which is in the Royal Dockyard, and also from Pembroke Dock Town Council offices in Diamond Street, Pembroke Dock.
Amazing.
And there's street food vendors there as well. And I must say that we've had tremendous support from the Port of Milford Haven, who are sponsoring the marquee. And the marquee will be located alongside one of the historic wartime hangars in the dockyard. So you're in the setting, really, of a wartime location.
Yeah. And we're just talking, Gina.
Well, I was going to say it's going to be incredible, and I know that this marquee is going to be called the Pembroke Port Pavilion for the occasion.
The PPP, the Pembroke Port Pavilion. That's right.
Because it's quite easy to forget now that we all kind of look at Pembroke Dock and we look at the waterway. It is the largest energy gateway to the UK, but it used to be so much, like, it used to be more than that. It was a crucial jigsaw piece in the war effort.
Absolutely. When you think of the Battle of the Atlantic, which was right on our doorstep in Pembrokeshire, and Pembrokeshire had such a part to play through our air bases, which were particularly to do with Coastal Command, and also the naval bases in Milford Haven, supporting the merchant vessels, convoys, etc., went in and out of Milford Haven, naval vessels, etc. And of course, you had the flying boat story, particularly about the Sunderland flying boat, which is the most famous of them all. And it's hard to believe now, but there were nearly 100 flying boats in and around the waterway at one time in 1943. It must have been a sight to behold, and as well as the sounds and the constant movement, etc. And most of them were Sunderland flying boats, not all on the water, some were actually on the land as well. And of course, Pembroke Dock lost quite a lot of personnel during the war, and one of the reasons behind our event now on the 21st of June is to raise funds for a memorial window to bring back to Pembroke Dock from the Royal Air Force Museum in Hendon. This takes us back 80 years ago. Within a matter of weeks of the Second World War ending, I mean, that was August. The war ended in August the 15th, I think it was. By the end of October, Pembroke Dock had raised funds, commissioned, and had put in place in the RAF Church, which is now the Heritage Centre, a wonderful memorial window, a huge memorial window in memory of the aircrew. And that is one of the reasons for us staging this event, is to raise funds to bring that back.
It's incredible. It really is. And so this isn't a new commission that you're putting together. This is the original window.
Original window.
Wow.
Made in 1945. And we don't know of any other RAF station in the country which, within a matter of weeks of the war ending, had a memorial in place to those who were lost during as the window motto says, in the cause of freedom, 1939-45. Lots of other places, towns, RAF stations have done this since then. But Pembroke Dock, we think, was the first, and literally 10 weeks after the war ended.
Incredible.
It is. You are custodians of that time capsule, of that history of this area.
Yes.
But of course, the history of the area isn't all dominated by RAF and by military. The Heritage Centre and the port also houses another secret.
Well, that's right. I mean, it was such a secret that in 1979, when there was a lot of activity in one of the hangars, it was nicknamed the Magic Roundabout, because nobody was supposed to talk about the fact that they were actually building a spaceship in one of the hangars. The hangars are huge. They built a spaceship. We say that the last ship built in Pembroke Dock was a spaceship, because before that, we built 260 ships for the Royal Navy in just over 100 years, back in the Victorian era, right up to 1926. So this spaceship was, of course, the Millennium Falcon. Now, one of the most famous of film artifacts anywhere in the world. And that was built in the hangar in 1979 and was taken to the film studios to be finished off, and became, of course, central to the second Star Wars film, The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
And we have that wonderful connection, the fact that it was built in Pembroke Dock, and our Heritage Centre, which is located in what was the RAF church in wartime, and before that it was the Royal Dockyard Chapel. We tell the story of how the Millennium Falcon spaceship was built, and we've got a wonderful display there, and lots of film of it being built, and and parts of the film as well, where it features in the film.
Incredible.
It's a lovely story.
And this Monday, you're welcoming families to come down and join you.
We've got the Falcon Fun Day. We hold one every year, and this is on Monday. We've got reenactors. We've got lots of activities there. It's a fabulous day for Star Wars fans, particularly, but for everybody to reflect upon another element of Pembrokeshire and Pembroke Dock's history.
Yeah. John, thank you so much for joining us here on the breakfast show with Folly Farm. So you've got the Falcon Fun Day on Monday. You're raising funds to return this wonderful commission stained glass window back home.
Yes.
And you're going to do that through this dinner night on the 21st of June. Give us those details one more time.
And just one other thing, the window itself will be rededicated by the RAF's chaplain-in-chief in October. Almost 80 years to the day when it was first dedicated.
Wow.
So
I love that. If people want to be part of that history, they want to be part of the dance night and have a good old boogie woogie, where can they find details again? Remind us of the details.
Like the tickets are available through Eventbrite or directly from Pembroke Dock Heritage Centre. The telephone number is 01646 684 220, or from the Pembroke Dock Town Council offices in Diamond Street, Pembroke Dock. The tickets are £25, and we're looking for people to come to really get into the mood, and to really reflect upon the Second World War, which is part of our history, and really to turn the clock back.
Yeah,
just a quick time to that moment in which is so important to us as a nation.
Yeah,
I was going to say we're going to go around all the charity shops, all through our fancy dress boxes, and get ready for this fabulous event.
You can be a land girl or air raid precautions officer, a policeman. You can be an RAF serviceman, or you can do anything. And we found in the past that people do turn out in period costume, and it really captures the whole mood.
It's going to look amazing. Before we ask you to introduce the tune, I'm just going to do this. Actually, you haven't got headphones on, so you won't hear it, but it's an alarm klaxon, which they would have heard plenty of back in the time, because
that means I'm just going to wait for it to finish. Our Unscramble competition with Folly Farm has now closed for this morning. Stay tuned, because we'll be finding out if you've got that all-important place at the end of the month. And also, we shall reveal today's answer.
John, who should we play?
It's got to be a big band sound, isn't it?
Should we have a bit of Glenn Miller?
Oh, there we are. That is the sound of the 40s, isn't it?
It's coming to Pembroke Dock on the 21st of June. Get your tickets now. We've got more details at purewestradio.com. It's 9:40. Thank you, John.
Thank you very much, folks.
Friday. It's time to feel good.